The Chiefs continue to excel in close games. Sunday's win was their 15th straight one-score victory, an all-time record. It was also their 10th win by 7 points or fewer this season, tying the most in a single season. Lastly, their point margin of plus 56 ranks 6th in the AFC and 11th in the NFL. Did you get all that? Here's Adam Schefter on Kansas City.
You may think you have him beaten. He may not be capable of covering against the spread. They may be down to their last breath, but until that breath is taken, they are not done. They are the champs. They have won 2 straight Super Bowls. They have won 9 straight division titles. They are in first place in the AFC, currently holding the number 1 seed with a 12-1 record. Yeah, they're vulnerable. Yes, you can beat them, but somebody still has to go do it.
True. With that being said, Mad Dog, do you have concerns over all their close wins?
Well, first off, you guys are laughing at me last year. Looks even better now. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen. The guy's unbelievable.
Who was laughing at you?
At you?
Brady, how could you put him up there past Brady? And
making up narrative. Nobody was laughing at you about Patrick Mahomes.
Really?
That is a lie.
Stevie was picking up Autogram and Unitas for crying out loud.
Really?
You were laughing at me. The ball of you were laughing at me.
Try to run with that.
I will run, and I do think there's an issue. That luck's going to run out one of these days. That luck's going to run out. They hit the upright against the Chargers. They were fortunate against Carolina. They had a block kick against Denver, which won the game. Goodell got on the phone and made the call switch against the Raiders the day after Thanksgiving. I mean,
you have no.
I have no conscience.
No scruples. None.
One of these days they're going to lose a game. This is going to be ridiculous. I'm chiefed out, so to speak. And I'm going to bet.
That's the fairest thing that you said.
They're going to get a loss here eventually. They're going to lose the game. You can't win every game 21-20 with a last-second 48-yard field goal. The luck will run out for Kansas City.
All right, he's fatigued by them, Jeff.
Yeah, Chiefs fatigue. This is every fan right now. This is every analyst and every fan is exactly what Doggy said. He's just upset because they don't lose. However they have to win. Okay, I got to block a kick. I blocked a kick. By the way, the Rams beat the Bills because they blocked a punt. Dallas should have won their game because they blocked a punt. It happens, and you got to play every play like it's your last play. For some reason, the Chiefs do that and continue to win, and other teams don't. Whether they take their foot off the gas, whether they think got the game won, whatever it is. But this is just Chiefs fatigue. Are they vulnerable? Every team in the NFL can lose. So to act like they can't lose, I'm not saying that. But the reality is they find ways to win, and they continually find ways to win, which is abnormal. That is not typical of NFL teams. So to act like it's luck, it is not luck. Stop saying it's luck.
I didn't say it's luck.
You did. You said the luck is going to run out.
The game on Sunday when he hit the upright, that wasn't lucky.
That's their third kicker, Doggy. How is it lucky that they're on their third kicker? That's not lucky.
Did you see it? It hit the upright. The ball bounced the wrong way. I mean, it's about
they finished the job. They're clutch.
Golly. He called it. He called backboard. And it hits and goes through. I mean, that's what it is, you know?
What a lucky kick.
Oh, you are...
How about the block kick against Denver? That was lucky, too, the field goal.
How is it lucky? They had a
It's
play.
the continuation of this, Jeff. It's week after week after week after week. How about the call against the Raiders?
You're just
How about the call against the Raiders?
Fatigued.
How about the call against the Raiders? When they figured out...
Every team gets called.
Let's call the shift instead of the procedure so the Raiders can lose the game. I don't know. I'll let Steve take it from here. I am sick of it.
You're exhausted.
I'm sick of it. Exhausted is a good word.
Exhausted.
Listen, Jeff, here's what I would tell you. I'm going to roll with Doggy on this one, but not for the reasons that he articulated. 10 games by 1 score they've won this season. Patrick Mahomes, 7 game-winning drives. So a lot of times people are thinking that it comes down to Patrick Mahomes and somehow, some way, eventually it's going to catch up to them. I'm not ready to say it's going to catch up to them because of Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to reverse it, Jeff. I'm going to say to you, it might catch up to the Chiefs because their defense isn't as formidable as it was earlier in the season. They can't get to the passer. You're not applying pressure. There are teams that believe they can score on you now. So let's reverse it for a second. Let's say, for example, with Patrick Mahomes, and he sits up there and he's doing what he has to do, and he puts you in a position to win. But now he's on the sideline because somebody else got the ball. See, before, we would look at the Chiefs defense led by Spagnuolo, and we said, you know something? This defense is big time. And guess what? They can shut you down. But if there's a question mark in that regard, and let's say, for example, it's Josh Allen that has the ball now. You know, the Chiefs got the lead, but it's under 2 minutes left. And Josh Allen's the one with the ball in his hands. It ain't about some defense trying to stop Patrick Mahomes. It's about Patrick Mahomes having already done his job, but now it's somebody else's turn, and the defense has to come up with the plays in order to neutralize you and shut you down. That's what I think we're not thinking enough about with the Chiefs. We continuously go to Patrick Mahomes because we always assume the ball's going to be in his hands when it really, really counts. But there may come a time when it's in somebody else's hands. Chiefs might have the lead, but it's in somebody else's hands. And what's that defense going to do? Again, they can do it. They're not horrible by any stretch of the imagination, but When I look at the way Josh Allen has been playing, when I look at the potential of a Lamar Jackson, when I look at a Steelers team with Freiermuth and Pickens and dual runners with Warren and Harris in the backfield or what have you, I don't think Pittsburgh will beat them, but I'm just of the mindset that we have to start looking at the Chiefs from a total perspective instead of stopping at Patrick Mahomes. They're going to have to make stops in order to get back to the Super Bowl.
You're 100%
I think we got to take us into that.
All right, we got to leave it there. Chiefs are at the Browns.
Hey there, Chiefs fan. Have you ever watched a game and thought, wow, they're just lucky, or how did they pull that off? Well, if you've been following the Kansas City Chiefs this season, you might be thinking that a lot lately. It feels like the Chiefs have this magic where victories seem to fall into their lap, right? I mean, just look at the games they've won, a last-second field goal block here, and a last-second field goal that just hit the upright and went in there. It's almost like the ball always bounces in their favor. Through the first 13 games, they've gone 12-1. And for us who aren't Chiefs fans, it stings a little, doesn't it? The luck is real, but is it enough to carry them all the way to the Super Bowl? What do you think? Drop a comment below. Is this luck or skill? Let's talk about it. So, let's dive into why people are calling the Chiefs the luckiest good team ever. The numbers are wild. Over the season so far, the Chiefs have only outscored their opponents by 56 points. That's just a little over 4 points per game. For comparison, the Eagles and Vikings, both with similar records, have outscored their opponents by almost double or triple that amount. And the Lions? They've blown their opponents out of the water with a 183-point differential. That's more than 3 times the Chiefs' margin. What makes this even crazier is that among all NFL teams in the Super Bowl era that started a season 11-2 or better, the Chiefs ranked dead last in point differential. Out of 107 teams in history, they are number 107. Let that sink in. Here's something for you. Do you think point differential really matters in the long run? Or are the Chiefs proving it doesn't? Vote in the comments below. Yes, it's a big deal, or no, a win's a win. And speaking of winning, the Chiefs' ability to squeeze out tight victories has been nothing short of mind-boggling. Let's talk about some of their closest games next. Alright, let's talk about those heart-pounding games that have defined the Chiefs' season so far. If you're a Chiefs fan, you've probably been gripping the edge of your seat more times than you'd like to admit. In their last 5 games alone, the Chiefs have won 4 by razor-thin margins. We're talking 2 points against the Broncos, 3 points against the Panthers, another 2-point win over the Raiders, and then a 2-point victory over the Chargers. Now, think about that for a second. They've been scraping by with these tiny margins. And yet their record sits at an impressive 12-1. If we're being honest, these games could have gone either way. A missed field goal here or a turnover there, and the season could look very different. That's the magic, or madness, of being a Chiefs fan this year, isn't it? But let's not forget, their one loss came at the hands of my Buffalo Bills. Shout out to my fellow Bills Mafia fans. That game wasn't close, a 9-point loss. So, the question is, are these nail-biter wins a sign of resilience, or just a matter of luck? Let me know in the comments. Do you prefer the thrill of tight games, or would you rather see blowout victories? And while you're at it, who's been your favorite player in these clutch moments? Now, this naturally brings us to the big question: how does history look at teams like the Chiefs? Stick around, that's up next. Now, let's take a step back and look at some historical perspective. When you think about Super Bowl champions, you probably imagine teams with dominant point differentials, right? The teams that crush their opponents week after week. Well, that's not always the case. Take the 2003 New England Patriots, for example. They had one of the worst point differentials among the 11-plus win teams of their season, just 60 points, barely over 4 points per game. But what happened? They went on to win the Super Bowl. It's like they found a way to get hot at the right time, turning close wins into a championship run. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, that's the Patriots. They're an outlier, and you're not wrong. But the point is, sometimes luck and timing come together in ways you just can't predict. Then, there's the 2007 Patriots, who were absolute juggernauts, with a mind-blowing 281-point differential. They were unbeatable during the regular season, only to fall short in the Super Bowl. That season shows us that dominance in the regular season doesn't always guarantee postseason glory. So, does the Chiefs' luck make them Super Bowl contenders, or are they just another example of history repeating itself in unpredictable ways? I'm curious, what do you think? Drop your thoughts below. Up next, let's take a look at the Chiefs' schedule and what that could mean for the rest of their season. So, here we are, Chiefs fan. The big question, can luck carry the Chiefs all the way to the Super Bowl? While history shows that teams with a low point differential don't usually win at all, we've seen it happen before. Like with the 2003 Patriots. And honestly, with the unpredictability of sports, who knows? Maybe the Chiefs' luck is here to stay. What do you think? Will the luck run out or will it keep going? Drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into your Chiefs. Until next time, stay loyal and keep cheering loud.